Everyone in our neighborhood called us the perfect couple. Sarah and I had been married for 12 years, had 3 beautiful kids, Emma age 10, Liam age 7, and little Sophie age 4. We had a nice house, 2 cars, family vacations every summer, and dinner together every single night. I was a dedicated husband who worked 60 hours a week just to make sure my family had everything they needed. I never missed a school play, never forgot an anniversary, never gave Sarah any reason to doubt my love. I thought we were unbreakable. I was dangerously, completely wrong. Looking back now, the signs were always there. I just refused to see them. Sarah started going to gym at odd hours, sometimes 9 p.m., sometimes 10 p.m. She began password protecting her phone, which she never did before. She laughed differently at text messages, quickly turned the screen away whenever I walked close. Date nights became rare. Physical affection slowly disappeared. When I tried to hold her hand, she pulled away saying she was tired. When I asked what was wrong, she said, "Nothing, just stress of the kids." I believed her every single time, because that is what trust does. It blinds you completely. It was a random Wednesday night in November. The kids were asleep, Sarah was asleep, and I was lying wide awake at 2 a.m. with a strange, heavy feeling in my chest that I could not explain. Her phone was on a nightstand, screen facing up. It buzzed once, then twice. I told myself not to look. I told myself I trusted my wife. I told myself I was being paranoid. For 20 whole minutes, I stared at the ceiling fighting that feeling. Then something inside me, call it gut instinct, call it God, made me slowly reach over and pick up that phone. The screen lit up, and I saw a name I recognized immediately. Marcus, her co-worker, a man I had met at her office Christmas party, shaken hands with, even joked around with. There were hundreds of messages. I scrolled up with shaking hands, and my whole body went cold. They were not just flirting messages. They were deeply intimate, detailed, and going back 7 months. 7 whole months. There were photos. There were plans they had made together. There were conversations about their future. In one message Sarah had written, "I have never felt this way about anyone before." My heart completely stopped. I have never in my life felt pain like that moment. It was not just emotional. It was physical. My hands were shaking so badly, I almost dropped the phone. My chest felt like someone had reached inside and crushed everything. I sat there on the edge of the bed for what felt like hours, reading message after message, each one hitting harder than the last. Sarah was sleeping peacefully just 2 feet away from me, completely unaware. I looked at her face, the same face I had kissed good morning for 12 years, and I felt like I was looking at a total stranger. I did not wake her up that night. I walked downstairs quietly, sat on the kitchen floor in the dark, and cried in a way I had not cried since my father passed away. I thought about Emma, Liam, and little Sophie sleeping upstairs, completely innocent, having no idea their entire world was about to fall apart. I thought about every holiday, every anniversary dinner, every slow dance at family weddings. Were all those moments fake? Was she thinking about him during our last vacation? Was I the only one fighting for this marriage? Every memory suddenly felt poisoned, and I could not stop it. When the kids left for school, the next morning I sat Sarah down at the kitchen table. I placed her phone in front of her, without saying a single word. I watched her face go from confusion to recognition to pure panic within 3 seconds. She immediately started crying, saying it meant nothing, saying she was lost and confused, saying she still loved me. But I was completely numb by then. 12 hours of sitting alone in the dark had already done something to me. I listened to every word she said. I did not yell. I did not break anything. I just quietly asked her to leave. What nobody tells you about betrayal is that the moment of discovery is not even the hardest part. The hardest part comes after. It is explaining to your 10-year-old daughter why mommy is not home. It is seeing your 7-year-old son cry at bedtime asking if daddy did something wrong. It is sitting at a dinner table with 3 empty chairs that used to be full and loud and happy. It is going to sleep in a bed that still smells like the person who destroyed you. Every single morning, I had to choose to get up and keep going for those 3 kids. People think cheating only destroys a marriage. It does not. It destroys the person you thought you were. I used to be confident, trusting, and open. After that night, I became someone who questioned everything. I questioned my own judgment. I questioned whether I was ever enough. I questioned every kind word anyone gave me. The man who walked into that marriage, the man who believed in forever, who thought love was enough, who never imagined his family could be ripped apart like paper. That man was gone. And rebuilding yourself after something like that is the loneliest, hardest work a human being can do. That was 18 months ago. Today, I am in a different place than I ever expected. I got full custody of my 3 kids. I started going to therapy and discovered strengths in myself I never knew existed. My children and I have built a new normal that is honest, peaceful, and real. I will not lie. Some nights are still incredibly hard. Some nights I still sit in that kitchen in the dark. But I no longer sit there broken. I sit there grateful. Grateful that one phone at 2 a.m. saved me from spending the rest of my life in a lie. Sometimes the worst night of your life becomes the first night of a better one.